went to the Bennett, man.
Come on in. Just stoke the fire. Take a seat and get the cold out.
Yes, my friend.
Follow me.
I was getting comfortable.
I could say that.
This world is like a story, a tale that never ends. Of course. What's on your mind?
Yes, Mom?
Alduin's been defeated.
forget
The
to
world
polish
is
those
safe
glasses
from
later.
his return.
So it is done. The world of mortals shall not be ended at the teeth and claws of Alduin. At least not today.
Yeah.
Perhaps when Nirn is beyond redemption, mortals drift unnoticed in a world of greed. The black hearts of man and mer can find peace only in death. Then the visage of Alduin, the World Eater, shall once again appear, and end the world so another can be born anew. Forgive me, Dragonborn. I do not mean to cast a shadow over your victory. You have done a mighty deed indeed, and your name shall be sung from now until the end of time.
What about your name?
As what? The silent philosopher, the grim chronicler, the Dragonborn's idealistic companion who can barely stomach raising a blade to defend herself. No, history only remembers heroes, and I shall remain unnoticed and
I
forgotten.
think Galmar is a bit obsessed.
You gonna relax and have a drink?
I should, but I dare not, for fear that tomorrow may never
I
come.
hope you're enjoying the music, sir.
Yeah, that's a thought.
Very well. Just this once we shall act like any other mortal. I feel fine. Not drunk at all. Perhaps another one might do the trick.
Alright.
Very well, I'll try my best.
Please.
The center of Skyrim.
This
I
is
love
fun.
this place.
I don't know why we don't do this more often. I'm actually starting to enjoy myself. Innkeeper, another round, please.
I think we've had enough.
Yes, I think you're right. We should rent a room for the night and continue onward by daybreak. Always. What shall we discuss? I do. I have a few additional tales that somehow slipped my mind before, but which I'm now ready to share. These ones tell tale of Aldmeris, Pyandonia, Akavir, and Yakuda. Which one would you like to hear about?
Akavir.
7 years ago, the Nerevarine did contact me about a curious geothermal event in Akavir. He bade me come and investigate with him, for this situation seemed to herald yet another prophecy of the end of days, and thus, us emissaries were required to resolve the same.
How are you doing?
I prepared for a long journey, bid farewell to my greybeard friends, and met him at the docks of Blacklight, where he had managed to secure an Akaviri ship for our voyage, as to not seem out of place.
How did that go?
We boarded the junk and set sail for distant shores. Halfway into our voyage, we were bombarded by volcanic debris, and gave each other a worried glance before catching the sail to hold the wind, and travel along at dangerous speeds. When we docked on the eastern peninsula, near Wei Ling, the capital of the Kapotan, a great roar could be heard overhead, as a massive black and orange dragon, with wings to black out the sun, swooped down with a sheet of crimson fire pouring forth from its maw. I deflected the same by raising an orb of light around our ship, as the Nerevarine summoned a storm of ash to blind the great dragon, and shot jagged volcanic rocks at the beast, tearing foot-long gashes in its wings. The dragon faltered, and I quickly seized the chance to blind it with an apocalyptic ray of light, yet missed with my attack. It roared, then attempted to swoop down, and tear at me with its claws. But the Nerevarine shot a stream of molten magma at its wounded wings, throwing it off balance.
That was the ideal opportunity to strike.
As it floundered in the air, I summoned an orb of light, and shot it at the joint between its back and wings, severing the same completely. It screeched with pain, then crash-landed amidst a grove of cherry trees, staining the shower of petals with its blood. I readied my sword, as the Nerevarine prepared his dual blades, and we rose to meet the dragon in melee combat. It roared in defiance as we charged, and spat a fireball in our direction, but I deflected it into the sky with a pulse of light, then jumped and slashed at its neck. The dragon reared back to avoid my blow, then tried to stomp on me with one taloned foot, but I jumped back just as the Nerevarine sank both of his blades into the same. The titanic dragon howled with a fury that could shatter the ice demons of the frozen north, as I slid under its chest and drove my blade upward. The dragon stumbled and choked, then, undaunted, tried to snap at me, but the Nerevarine had already withdrew his blades and threw one into the creature's eye. His aim was true, and it reared back and battered him away with one massive claw, where he struck a stone and was knocked unconscious. I had no time for a healing spell on my fallen ally, for the dragon had spotted me with its good eye and lashed out with its barbed tail. I severed the end of the same with a ray of light from my free hand, which threw off its aim, and as it completed the momentum of that attack, I jumped on its tail stump, climbed on its back, and severed its one good wing. The dragon threw its head back and screeched in agony, yet I now saw my chance. I quickly evoked a spear of light, then threw it at the base of its skull, where it pierced its brain.
Alright.
The dragon gurgled and collapsed, and I breathed a sigh of victory and relief, when suddenly the ground began to shake and rumble. A huge plume of fire, smoke and ash erupted from one of the distant Thousand Monkey Isles, and as I watched, a massive golem with magma embedded in its every crevice tore free of the volcano that had once imprisoned it, and began to lumber toward Wei Ling. I realised that this dragon, Toshraka, was the stone to one of the towers of Nirn, and killing him meant Firestorm was weakened, and no longer able to contain the apocalyptic golem within.
Alright,
I attempted to cast a healing spell at the Nerevarine, only to find that my magic failed me, and was being drawn to the golem instead. In sheer panic, I ran back to the corpse of Toshraka, touched it, and bade it to teleport me to the nearest tower besides Firestorm. This time the spell worked, and I found myself in the middle of a Sayesi city, drawing some very odd looks from passer-by. I turned and saw a stately and elegant pagoda tower that rose to the heavens, with an inscription nearby.
Do I look fat in this outfit?
It is not
Inscription?
for me to judge.
It read,
but
"Should the eye of the
say
dragon
choice
fall,
of clothing
and
is
forever buy no more,
unfortunate.
only those pure of heart can spill the golden
I
nectar,
see.
and see those of stone
It
undone."
looks ugly, right?
I looked around and saw in a nearby pond a golden lotus flower brimming with nectar, and assumed that was the stone of pagoda. Yet when I tried to touch the heavenly flower, an unseen force barred my way, and I knew my heart was not pure. A Sayesi monk nearby saw my antics, and said, "No man, woman, or child has ever been able to touch that flower, and it has been here for longer than our city has existed."
You solved this conundrum?
I thought for a moment, then said, "No one is pure of heart, but when we are asleep we are our truest selves. Perhaps that's enough. If my magic doesn't go awry, can I cast a spell on you?" The monk nodded, and I cast a golden veil of light around his face, and sent him into the deepest sleep. Then I manoeuvred his tail until the tip of it was pointing toward the flower, and pushed his body forward until it touched the blossom. Then, with a sense of finality, I gave the monk one final nudge, and watched the stream of nectar spill forth into the pond below.
What happened?
Suddenly, a ray of light shot from the apex of pagoda, and the tower began to crumble. I dragged the monk to safety, and watched as everyone slithered away as the tower came crashing down into the city square. A cloud of dust rose up, but the worst was yet to come, when I looked up and saw a meteor streaking from the black night sky, called by pagoda's dying light. The celestial stone passed right overhead, and the fiery tempest it left in its wake knocked everyone down. I got up just in time to see the same collide with the gargantuan golem of Firestorm, and shatter it into a million pieces.
It looks like you managed to defeat the golem in the end. Was the Never Rain safe?
A cheer rose up from all around, but I knew my work here was done. I touched one of the wooden planks of pagoda, and returned myself to the Nerevarine, where I healed his wounds, and we both breathed a sigh of relief. He remained behind to help the people of Akavir recover from the chaos that had just razed their land, but I returned to Snowthroat, for I knew that my fate was to ever remain apart from all, unless in times of darkest need.
I wonder if this place is more crowded at
All right.
lunchtime.
The winds of discord sow the seeds of redemption.
I didn't expect such a long story.
I have a home again. A family. I almost can't believe it. Thank you. Thanks for everything. Papa!
I got something for you.
You got me a present? Really?
Yeah, I have a legendary steel dagger. And a sweet roll.
Thanks.
Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Farewell.
Let me guess. You want to talk?
Follow me.
No. Why would I want to follow you? I'm just kidding, of course. Wow, you beat Alduin, the World Eater himself. You have become legend, a true hero. People will talk about you for hundreds, if not thousands of years to come. And I did pretty much everything else, so I guess they will also talk of me.
Alright.
I don't suppose you would mind sticking around. With me, I mean. I get kind of lonely out there, and I see no reason for our adventure to end.
Right. There she is.
You want to talk?
Not really.
This building makes me feel as snug as a flea in fur.
Alright. Any others?
No, my mind is a song without words right now.
Honor to you, my Thane. Take care of yourself.
Papa!
I got something for you.
You got me a... Thanks! I know what we need to do.
All I can think about is my son, my Thorold. They say that he was killed, but I know better. I know my son is alive. Those battle-born, they're in with the Imperials. They know it too, and yet they lie to my very face.
Can you be sure he's alive?
I just know it. I can feel it in my heart. You have to believe me. Please visit me at my home. I can tell you the whole story.
I'm afraid not. Root has about another day left before it spoils. We've got to sell as much as we can, as soon as we can.
That's what you always say.
Because it's always true.
Can we at least go to the tavern for supper?
And a thing.
Welcome to Bellathor's General Goods. Welcome indeed. Everything's for sale, my friend. Some may call this junk. Me, I call them treasures.
Right.
Do come back.
How goes the begging today, Brennan?
That's right. Mock the town beggar. Like everyone else. But I've got a right to browse, don't I?
Alright, she's moving.
Whoa.
Have some gold.
Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart.
For fury's fire, and his scales sharpen sides. Men ran and they cowered, and they fought and they died.
Oh my god. Couldn't talk to it.
Is someone there?
May I come in?
No, I don't think so.
It's urgent.
Not my problem.
Oh my god. Oh, it's open now.
Mother, what's the meaning of this? Who have you brought into our home?
Avrostine, put that down. He's here to help us find Thorold.
How do we know he's not spying for the Battleborn? This was foolish. We can't trust anyone. Who knows what they'll do if they find me here.
I can't take any more of this. No weapons, please. Let's just talk.
All right, Mother.
You lost?
So, you're here to help?
Yeah, what can I do?
I know that Thorald's not dead. I just know it. The Imperials have him and are keeping him somewhere, but I don't know where. Those damned Battleborns, they know something. They're hiding it. They practically taunt us with it. They must have some sort of proof. There's gotta be something in that house of theirs. I just know it. I don't dare leave the house myself, so I need your help.
You think the Battleborns are involved?
The Battleborns, the Emperor's biggest bootlickers here in Whiterun. Their connections to the Empire and the Legion are well known. When Thorald didn't return home, there was no question in my mind. They knew Thorald supported the Stormcloaks, knew he was gonna aid them in battle, made sure he didn't come back. Locked him up someplace to get back at my family. I'm sure of it.
What proof do you need?
Anything that confirms that Thorald isn't dead, but is being held captive. I know those Battleborns have it. They'd be hiding it, of course. Wouldn't want it to get out that they've been lying this whole time. But you might be able to butter them up enough to lower their guard. Best if you didn't mention to anyone that you saw me here.
Walk right in. Okay, it's gotta be in there.
Good job.
Oh, look at that. Right.
Do you have news? Did you find something?
I did find something.
I knew it. Let me see, please. The Thalmor. By the 9. It's worse than I thought. So, Northwatch Keep. Then we know where to hit them.
You gonna assault Northwatch Keep?
I'll do anything if it means saving my brother. You'll join us, won't you? Thorald can't be left to those monsters.
Of course.
I'll round up what men I can and meet you outside Northwatch Keep. We'll get in and out as fast as possible. I'll see you there.
Can't you hear the thunder? You gotta run, you gotta take cover. Find up from a man in Brussels. He was 6'4" and full of muscles. I said, do you speak my language? He just smiled and gave me a Vegemite sandwich. And he said, I come from a land down under. In Bombay, with a slack jaw and not much to say. I said to the man, are you trying to tempt me? Because I come from the land of plenty. And he said, oh, you come from a land down under. Oh, yeah. Women blow and men thunder. Did you hear the thunder? Ah, you better run, you better take cover. 'Cause we are